And we're live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Every Point's a Winner. Thanks for joining us for the big game tonight, the first of the preliminary finals. The second one is on Sunday, of course. But this evening's game is Cronulla Sharks, the locals versus Melbourne Storm. Coming off some good form, Cronulla, and Melbourne really need to turn it around here, but they've got a good advantage over Cronulla in Melbourne. Be interesting to see how they handle these giant forwards of Cronulla. And they've got a massive bench as well. We'll just go through those players now. A big hello to those people who joined us. There's a few new viewers here. And hello, Mandy. There is a song, not just by Barry Manilow, about Mandy. Do you know what it is? It's a 10cc song. If anyone knows that, you can type it up into the chat. I've got a small 6-second delay on the chat. If I see something written that I can converse with you vocally, I'll do it. But I really need to watch the free-to-air TV. The players are warming up at the moment. There's Nico Hines. And a big hello to Susan McDonald down at the pool also. We had a couple of good laughs. a really good couple of good laughs down at the Aquatic Centre today. Now, let's have a look at the teams anyway. Ins and outs. Jerome Hughes, as you know, is in for Melbourne. And I'll just take one of those off a little bit so I can hear the ambient sound. In for also Ryan Pappenhausen was out recently. He's in for Melbourne. Sean Blaw's in. Bronson Garlick and Peasant, who had a really big game the game before for Melbourne, is out. Hahopu Puru is in for Cronulla, and Oregon Kafusi. He's one of the players we are betting on for any-time try scorer. He's a giant, and he's lethal near the line. But anyway, let's go through the teams. Also, Thomas Hazelton, who virtually got knocked out in that big tackle by the Canberra player Starling recently. It was a little bit of a head clash, and so he's out for the mandatory week. William Kennedy at fullback up against Ryan Pappenhausen for Melbourne. And then you have Sayoni Katoa matching up against Will Warbrick for Melbourne. And then Jack Heller for Melbourne in the 3 against Jesse Ramian for Cronulla in the 3. Nick Meaney sporting the 4 up against Kale Iro, one of our players, and he's another one of our bankers for those people who want to get onto the anytime try scorer. It's these are the guys we're having. I'll just mention them as we go through them because we're only, let's have a look at now. It is 7:33, so this game is due to kick off in about less than 16, 17 minutes away. I just saw someone with a mad ponytail there. I don't even recognise him. It could be Big Hamlin Ueli, but we'll have a look. Some of their photos are quite different to the way they look now, of course. These photos would have been taken pre-season, I'd imagine. So then you go out to the wingers of Ronaldo Molitalo for Cronulla and also Xavier Coates for Melbourne. And then Cameron Munster, the 5'8", up against Braden Trindle. That's a really good matchup. Jerome Hughes coming back from an operation and possibly a broken wrist or forearm. So how he's going to get through this game is it's been a miracle that he's actually going to be coming straight into the game. He's up against Nicholas Hines, who's been playing outstandingly well lately. Stefano Utokomano in the forwards, number 8 in the prop. Adam Fanua-Blake, he's been outstanding lately and has been looking a lot fitter than what we saw him at the start of the competition. So the coaches and the fitness coaches have certainly got him stripping down quite well there. So one of the best players in the game, Harry Grant, back in the position against Blake Brayley, who's much better when he runs from dummy half. Josh King up against Toby Rudolph. There's some big boys in this team on both sides. One of the biggest players from Melbourne outside of Big Solomon is Ativalu Lasardi. He went over last time when they played Canterbury, and then they had the week off, of course. Billy Burns has been playing outstanding for Cronulla of recent, same with Teague Wilton. Now, Teague Wilton's in the 12 in the second row against Elise Katoa, number 12, who's an outstanding player. And we've got him as a banker today as well. He's really come up with the juicy odds of 275. We should have enough time to go over the odds if you want to have a couple of quick little bets before the kickoff, which is at 50. It's at 750. Tyron Wishart is the first of the interchange. Oh, hang on, we missed one here. It was Trent Liero, the 13 in the lock against Jesse Colquhoun, has been playing really well of late. Liero's a big fellow though, and has got speed and a little bit of a jinking run, so watch out for him. Interchange Tyron Wishart in the 14 up against Britton Nakora. That's how well the forwards are going for Cronulla. For Britton Nakora, who usually starts the game, who's now been moved to the first interchange. But we've also had a little sneaky on him, especially in the doubles and the three-leg parlays here. And that's what we do here every point. I know I had a little bit more time before the game to just put a couple of 2 and 3 leggers on, and even 1 or 2 4-leggers, which I don't usually like having, because it's very hard to get 4 try scorers in a game that could be really tight early. Okay, they have the second of the interchanges, Sean Blore in the 15 against Cronulla's Siosifa Talakai. His beard's quite long now, so but he could pass for Adam Fanua-Blake's twin brother. Honestly, you really have to make sure we see the numbers. So the TV I'm calling from, if anyone would like to donate a giant size TV, then my calling would be a lot more accurate. However, we do the best we can here. We try and bring a bit of excitement to the game. And so if you want to watch your TV, turn the volume down and listen to every point to win the call. I'm sure you'll get entertained, no doubt. Oregon Confusi is 16. He's our banker. As I said, he hasn't scored for quite some time. I just had a feeling about him tonight. He's a giant of a man. He's up against another giant for Melbourne in Tui Kamakamika, as we call him, Kamakamelian. And number 17, Alec McDonald for Melbourne. And number 17, the giant for Cronulla, Braden Hamlin-Uele. So there are your teams. The 2 reserves, in case HIA comes into play, are Grant Anderson for Melbourne and Daniel Atkinson for Cronulla. So let's go and have a look at the last time they met and little ins and outs and stats like that. And we'll have a look at those things. Your referee is Ashley Klein. Hopefully he has a good a game as the Canberra and as good a game as the Canberra and the Broncos match, because unfortunately the bunker funds, as we call them here, the bunker funds overruled the last decision, which cost Canberra a week off. But anyway, that's history. History has moved on now, and history is written. For some reason, of course, Bellamy is the coach for Melbourne, and Craig Fitzgibbon with Cronulla. A lot of experience for both of them, in fact, but Craig Bellamy, the ultimate coach there. Ashley Klein. For some reason, I'm not getting any information on who the bunker funds are or the touch judges, but I'm sure we'll run into it at some stage. Let's have a look and go across to the TAB. And so I'll tell you the players we stood out for any time try scorer, and then we'll go through the odds for those. So we had Oregon Confusi, he was 15 to 1. So we had the smallest amount on him. Ativalu Lasari, we had a little bit more on him. Harry Grant, we had a fair bet on Harry. He is 3 to 1. Elise Katoa, the prolific try scorer, is 265. Melbourne are just finishing their warm-up at the moment in their traditional purple colours. 265 there, Elise Katoa. So we had our biggest bet on him with Kale Iro, who is a prolific try scorer. He was really sucking on odds there in the centres at 320. So there are our players that you can either root for or add them into your own multi. There was so many players I could have put in, especially for Cronulla. with Talakai, Cole Hewen, Teague Wilton, Billy Burns. They're outstanding forwards, but you can't put them all in. So I had to make a few sacrifices as far as that's concerned. And I put two prolific try scorers in there for Melbourne. And we had a couple of trebles, as I said, with Ryan Pappenhausen and also another prolific try scorer in Coates, Xavier Coates. But they're just showing the last time Ronaldo was cheesing someone off with some of his G-up comments. I'm sure there'll be a few words said today, a bit of pushing, what have you, as far as Melbourne and Cronulla are concerned. There's, of course, a bit of rivalry here because last time they played last year, it was Melbourne that put the sword through Cronulla. And then, of course, when they played in the grand final, when Cronulla won the grand final quite a few years ago now. But so there is rivalry there. We're going to expect a good match, you would expect. Now, I'll give you the TAB odds because we're still about 9 minutes away from the kickoff. They're just gone back into the rooms, Melbourne, and Bellamy casually going through some last-minute instructions. Excuse me. It is hay fever season. I feel like sneezing, but I'll try and stop myself from sneezing. Let's have a look here, NRL, and we'll go through the odds here. At head-to-head, Melbourne are $1.35 and Cronulla at $3.25. Let's turn that volume down for that recording there, so it doesn't ping back. Tomorrow, Sunday, Brisbane have come up at $2.25 and Penrith long odds on at $1.65. But tonight's match is $1.35 Melbourne and $3.25 Cronulla. If you like value and you're a local Shire person, and Sue said she's going for Cronulla, and of course Bishal Badudiki is our lovely gentleman next door. He's one of the managers next door, and he is a big Cronulla fan, so I'm sure he'll be going for Cronulla. I've narrowly tipped Melbourne just on their experience at this time of the year, and if Cronulla win, it wouldn't surprise me, and it'd probably be nice to have someone fresh in the grand final. But may the best side win, and we're going to try and bring you the best call we have here. So thanks for joining us. The game is not too far away, but I'll give you those odds for anytime try scorers if you want to have a last-minute bet. But honestly, with 8 minutes before they kick off, at $3.25, that seems pretty decent there for Cronulla. But at $1.35, they're virtually unbackable, Melbourne. It doesn't mean they're going to win or they've got a better chance. It's because their odds are that skinny. So let's have a look here. And we'll go to the anytime try scorers for NRL. Click on that game there, and we'll run through them quickly. To score a try, Xavier Coates runs up the favouritism here at $1.70. Will Warbrick $1.80. Both prolific try scorers, along with Mulatalo at 2-1. Elise Qatar $2.61. Elise Qatar $2.65. That was overs for mine. Sione Katoa hasn't scored for about 5 matches. Is $2.85. Harry Grant at 3-1. He hasn't scored for 3 matches. Or 3 matches ago, he went over anyway. Jack Howarth at $3.50. Nick Meaney at $3.75. Both Melbourneites. Tyron Wishart coming from the bench as the first interchange, 4-1. Fairly succulent there. Cameron Munster hasn't scored for quite some time at $4.25. Jerome Hughes $4.50. We used to have Jerome Hughes, but since all these injuries, you take it with a grain of salt. Jesse Raymond at $4.75 scored 3 matches ago. William Kennedy scored 5 matches ago. He's 5-1. Braden Trindle 4 matches ago, $5.50. Brenton Nakora hasn't scored for a while. Didn't get that much time last time, but hopefully he gets a bit of a run this time. He's $5.50. And if you go out further, You have your Nicholas Hines at 6s. That's probably the best bets as far as value is concerned. Nicholas Hines. Sean Blaw's pretty good odds as well. He went over last time against Canterbury at 6-1. Billy Burns 650. Lasardi at 7s. So Tokamano hasn't got over for ever and a day. He's 9s. And it's right to ticket the rest. Toby Rudolph 10s. Kamika 11s. Cole Hewan 13s. And Oregon Kavusi, the rank outsider, which we have at 15-1. So there you go. We are only 5 minutes away from kickoff. So who are you tipping, ladies and gentlemen? Who are you going for? I think if Cronulla start well, it'll fare really well for them. I can't see if Melbourne get out to a 2-try lead or a 3-try lead. I can't see Cronulla wending them back. Not down there. So anyway, it's going to be interesting. As I said, we've narrowly tipped Melbourne. I don't think there are any good things like a Winks at the racetrack. I don't think that you can line up already and get your wallet out to collect. It's Cronulla are serious threats here, and as I said, there's a lot of rivalry between these two sides, so we're expecting a good game. Now, I'm hoping to cover the games tomorrow. The ladies' game is the Roosters and the Sharks, and that's at 7:50. Keep an eye, you subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. You don't have to like. If you don't like it, make a comment and I'll get back to you. The chat is open, so you can chat to each other there or make a comment to me and give me some information, constructive criticism, whatever you'd like to talk about. I will get back to you at halftime, but we'll also come back once we have a toilet break and a coffee break, and we will give you we will actually give you the stats of how the teams are going, top tacklers, and obviously try scorers and the like, including possession rate and completion rate. So join us for halftime, not long after we have that little break. And I'm sure if you leave any messages during that period, if you leave any messages during that period, I will get back to you and I'll answer you straight away. Hopefully, a few of our local New Zealanders have followed us over here. We do have a couple of legends that listen to EPOR a lot. Hopefully, we were as successful as last week. We got about 3 try scorers up. We also got a treble with Ethan Strange, of course, and that was a really good treble or a 3-leg parlay. What I noticed 2 years ago when I started playing anytime try scorer, I was backing hardcore just on 2 players that I loved, and one of them was Steve Crichton, and the other one was Bradman Best. But I got stung once or twice when Bradman Best pulled his hamstring, and you don't get your money back for that. If it's HIA and it's in the end of the first half, before the end of the first half, you do get your money returned. But I got stung a few times, but I've changed the whole dynamic. I looked at all my results. Every time I had 4 legs, very rarely got 4 legs. And then most of my collects were on 2 legs and 3 legs. So that's what we're concentrating on this year. We've had a very successful year here on Every Point's a Winner. Cronulla are walking down just about to go outside the tunnel here. They're walking in the tunnel, and now they're out and led there by Braden Trendle and giving it a lovely little cross sign there, Adna Fanua Blake. They are on the pitch or on the field, Cronulla, and doing some hamstring gallops and a little bit of hoppling there from Britton Nakora. And there's 16 Oregon Kafusi, giant of a man. Some big fellas going to clash with each other here. There's Nicho Hines. We are not too far from a kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us here on Every Point's a Winner. A big hello to all those fans out there who have joined us for the game. And as I said, if you get sick of the commentators on Channel 9, and you'd like to have a little bit of inspirational call off the free-to-air TV, join us here. Put the volume up because we're calling straight from free-to-air live TV, Channel 9. Look at all those Melbourne flags. Harry Grant about to lead the team out. There's Josh King and Nick Meaney and Liera. And out they come, Melbourne Storm. The fireworks are going off as they run through the banner. Protect the NRL fortress here and now. Big Melbourne Storm fans there. And what's he got on his nose there? Jerome Hughes has he cut himself shaving. What the hell has he got it on him? Oh my goodness, he's got. I don't know if you're watching it there on TV. He must have cut himself shaving. Oh, that could be his mouth guard. Rightio. He's putting the headgear on. He had his mouth guard up. It looked like a little tissue. I thought he might have cut himself shaving. But they don't worry about that here. But they do worry about blood, bends, and HIA. So there are the captains, Harry Grant and Brayley. It looks like he's going to kick off to Melbourne. And we're about to get underway, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3 computers running. And here we go. And a very small TV. About to kick off. And there's the kickoff. Cronulla puts a big one up there, goes straight into Jerome Hughes' hands, and now working it away there is Melbourne about 10 metres out from their own line. What has happened here? Hang on. Okay, we're nearly 20 metres out from the line here. Melbourne pressing hard. A few of these gents have had haircuts. It looks like Liero did a hit up there. And there's 13. There he is, Liero. Tackled by Toby Rudolph. And they're up past the 43-metre mark here, nearly to halfway. Really good hit-ups here. It's the 5th tackle. Jerome Hughes with a big kick. And he's kicked it right down to the 20-metre mark. And there's Sione Katoa for Cronulla. Tackled by Munster. And also number 13, which is Trent Liero. Harry Grant goes in there for assistance. And Cronulla on the 3rd tackle now, about 23 metres out from their own line. They're trying to milk a penalty there, and it's a penalty to Cronulla, is it not? Ronaldo's going off. Settle down, Ronaldo. Going off like a goose. Oh, 2nd tackle there from Nick Meaney. That was a little bit silly. Okay. Just wanting to look at the team list here. Okay, Cronulla are working it out of their own half there. I don't know why I can't get the team list up here. I'd like to have them here just in case one of the reserves pops in. But anyway, Cronulla have the ball and they're into the 40-metre mark here of Melbourne's half. Really pushing here is Cronulla with Blake Brayley. And they're spinning it out to the, is that Toby Rudolph with a nice run? They're 20 metres out here, just outside the red zone. Braden Trindle gives it on to Teague Wilton. And he's only about 8 metres out from the line on the 5th tackle. What do Cronulla do here? Oh, it's an awful pass. He passed it down near his bootlaces. Blake Brayley straight to the ground. And Adam Fanua Blake couldn't pick that up unless he was a magician. Honestly, it was a horrible pass. Melbourne work it out of their own 10-metre mark here. And now they're on to about the 22nd, the 3rd tackle, the 22 metres out from their own line. Oh, throwing him back there. Jesse Cole-Hewan throws Pappenhausen to the ground. What a big hit there. There's a couple of forwards going in there hardcore. Somehow my team list have just failed me here. Give me a second. Anyway, is that Sione Katoa with the ball? They've got the ball back, Cronulla. And it'd be good if we could have a little break so I can get these team lists up here. And taking it over the 30-metre mark there, that is KL Iro, one of our try scorers. Driven back there, it looks like 15's on now for Melbourne. If I could get a team list, we'd be doing much better here. I don't know where it's gone to. Freaking okay. Now, where's my assistant when I need it? Nice take there by Xavier Coates. And still won't go to that page. Anyway, it looks like Melbourne's got a penalty here on their 12-metre mark. Honestly. Why does it keep on going to that page? Melbourne playing it out of their 30-metre mark here. Where's my assistant when I need it? 15 is on. I have to go to the phone. 15 is on for Melbourne here. And Melbourne are working it out. It is 0-0. We are about 5 minutes into the match. They're working out over their 30-metre mark there. Into the 40, nearly at halfway. Harry Green out a dummy half. Awful pass there. And it looks like Pappy had a run. He's just over the halfway here on the fourth tackle. Jerome Hughes looking for deep runners here. Nice runner from, is that Liero? No, it's 15. So we need to see who the hell that is. And that is we haven't even got him here. That is ridiculous. Because Tui Kamika was 16. There's no 15 here. Oh, there he is. It's Sean Blaw. Just didn't recognise him. Melbourne. Nice pass there. What happened here? Is this a try? Nice kick from Xavier Coates. But he's caught in his own Braden Trindle and got a little bit of a jammer there from Munster. And Munster might have given away a penalty, has he not? Well, it's a drop out. Drop out. They've gone for the long one. Cronulla and pushing hard there. There's number 8 for Melbourne. And that's Stefano Utokamano. There's Josh King with a new haircut. Tackle by Kennedy. It's only the second tackle. Melbourne looking punt. Dangerous here. Oh, he's run straight into him. Munster. Right, it's the wrong guy to run into. Big Adam for Noah Blake. Spinning it out wide here. There may be a chance out wide. And going over in the corner is Xavier Coates by the looks of it. That's a try to Melbourne. And a nice way to start off there. There was a little bit of a gap. Nice fast hands by Harry and the boys. And Melbourne are the first across the line. Xavier Coates. They're just showing that tackle there. Oof. Oof. It was Billy Burns. Hit him with a cracker. But Takamano just pushed him flying. Nice hands there from Nick Mooney. Yeah. Sucked him in. Yeah, that was really good work from Nick Mooney there. I'll really have to give that try to him. What's the way he draws in 2 players here? He takes out Kailero and Ronaldo has come off his wing and Coates just had to dive over. My battery's running low. Hang on, folks. Okay. Okay. Now I can't hear it. Try time. And 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's stop that. Hit record again. I don't know why I've lost my sound here. And coming up for the kick now. Oh, he shaved the post, but it's gone to the right. A bit disappointing there from Nick Meaney. Totally lost my sound here. We're having a few little technical issues. Hello? Yeah, hello, Luke. Nick Rombu. Hello, Nick. Get the chat happening, brother. I'm having all sorts of technical issues here at the moment. I'm trying to get watch the live broadcast, but it won't give me the team list. So it's 4-0. Melbourne didn't convert. There's the team list there that I want. That's what I want. Now I can see who the hell is playing. But I've lost my sound here for some reason. We'll have to try and headset. Hang on, folks. All right, the kickoff to Melbourne. A few technical issues in the studio. Luckily, we haven't lost anyone from the YouTube. We're trying to get the recording back here. Oh, the mute's come on for some reason. All right, and Melbourne have the ball just outside their red zone. And they're looking all right at this stage, 4-0. Cronulla really haven't had that much of a chance with the ball. Just going to put this up a little bit. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep. And now with Melbourne up to the halfway mark. Melbourne now on the defence. Good defence there from Trent Liero and also to Stefano. Tokomano pushed him right back nearly to his... Oh, they're going to get a relieving penalty here, Cronulla. And that's what happens. Relieving penalty. And now it is Braden Trindle looking for touch. The score is 4-0. We are nearly 10 minutes into the game. And it's Cronulla going right up to the halfway here. So first time they've really had, well, probably the second time they've had an attacking chance. And now pumping it out here. It is Jesse Colquhoun. Takes it down 35 metres out from Melbourne's line. That looks like Nicholas Hines trying to get up now. Still trying to milk a penalty. And Cronulla up to the fourth tackle now. Blake Brayley had a dummy half. There is Will Kennedy, but who overran him there? That was awful. It was Billy Burns who overran him, but another penalty for Cronulla. They're making it easy. Nicholas Hines on the ground, is he? Get up. Don't be a sook. Nicholas Hines. There's nothing untoward about that. But somehow they get a penalty. So a bit of pressure on Melbourne here. Oh, Kennedy. Some of the decisions that Kennedy makes, maybe he thought that Billy Burns did overrun him, maybe overrun him slightly. But, man, get rid of the ball. At least Billy Burns was on, he's explaining it to Harry Grant now. Burns was on the burst. That's what you want. Thanks for joining us here on Every Point's a Winner. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, because we've got a couple of big games over the next couple of days, please like, subscribe. If you don't like, just subscribe and you'll get all the notifications and be able to join up with our little team here at Every Point's a Winner. Unfortunately, Scotty can't call the Sunday match, being a mad Bronco fan. I think it says too much for him. Anyway, a run from Billy Burns there. They're about 6 metres out from the line. Hines on the burst here, one of the big fellas. And Billy Burns goes on the burst here. Has he got it down? Nope, he's twisted over on his back. That's the fourth tackle. Great defence from Melbourne. Horrible pass from Blake Brayley there. 6 again. And now going over Sinoni Katoa to equalise. big cutout from, it was either Braden Trindle or Nico Hines. One of them cut a few of the players out. All as I saw was this in the background. They made it easy then. It was a horrible pass, but well picked up by Nico Hines. And it was actually Kennedy that did the cutout pass out to Sione Katoa, who we have not got, but maybe you have. He was long odds on. He just got the ball over the line there. Blake Briley, yeah, tried to do a long pass that could have, lucky it bounced well into Nico's hands. Nice little sidestep from Kennedy. And then there was a massive gap there because Will Warwick come off his wing and Pappenhausen could not stop that big cutout pass from Kennedy. Okay, nice hit back from Cronulla. All you Cronulla fans over there in the Shire, I think a lot of you would have went to the game or gone to the Leagues Club or Northies. Little bit of creative play there, which set that up from Will Kennedy, but really assisted perfectly by the referee who kept on giving them 6 again and 2 penalties in a row. So it's going to be hard to hold out a very good attacking side like Cronulla when you're being penalised out of the game. But may the best side win. Let's see if Nico can get the Sharks to the front by 2 points here. It's the hardest of kicks. He's got them before. It's spinning around. He's given it too much spin, and it went out to the left of the post. So it is 4-all. In the first of the preliminary finals, the winner goes on to the grand final, waiting for the Broncos or Penrith Panthers, who are playing outstanding at the moment. Okay, well, hopefully Ashley Klein gets his whistle and puts it away for a while, because he really made it hard for Melbourne to hold the Sharks out there. And I'm not complaining, but let's see some really good football. Good kickoff here, but it goes straight down to Braden Trindle. We are 26 minutes to go, so we're only about 14 minutes into the game so far. Hasn't been an electric game. Toby's a bit dazzled there. He might have to come off for a HIA. He's looking really legless there. Ooh. Oh, he ran straight into Josh King. Not a good thing to do. Good tackle there. And now Cronulla up to the 30 on the 4th. Lovely tackle from Harry Grant, assisted by Josh King. And Cronulla with Nico Hines put a big kick up, but no pressure. And it goes straight into Coates' hands. And it's picked up. He's going to be backslammed again. That would have given a penalty. And he has got a penalty. He looked like he was going to pick him up and backslam him. But anyway, it is what it is. Finally, Melbourne get a relieving penalty. But here's that. Toby, yeah. Both their heads went smashing back, King and Toby Rudolph. But now Melbourne come up to the 40-metre mark, out from 40 metres out from the Cronulla line, and they really need to work some good hit-ups here. Oh, some heavy defence. Carmichael, Stefano's giving it to Hughes, is through. Will he go over? Hughes is going to score. Individual brilliance by Hughes. But it was the run prior and then he gave it to it. It was Utaka Mano who just bounced off people. And he's gone straight up the middle. There goes the pushing and shoving. As I said, we usually have Hughes, but I was really concerned. He's broken Teague Wilton's tackle there and Jesse Colquhoun's tackle, just with his sheer speed. And there was no one back there. Kennedy had come up into the line. No one expected that burst through the guts there. It was only, the second or third tackle? And a magnificent try to Hughes, and I'm just disappointed that we didn't have him. Cop that, he's saying. He just came out of operation only recently. on that arm of his. The old Dally M winner from last year has scored for Melbourne Storm, put them back in front at 8-4, and this should be a much easier kick for Nick Mooney this time. Wow, it was just pure speed. But I'm telling you, you got to go back to Stefano Utokomano, who bounced off 4 people. He was like, I think one of the callers calls Tedesco the human pinball, but he was like at least a human bouncing ball. And it sort of created a little bit of doubt in the defence and the speed of Hughes. Well, he's just got this. It shaved the inside of the upright, but it went over. So now Melbourne hit the lead at 10 points to 4 because he shanked it. Hines, he shanked that conversion. It was a hard one from the sideline when Cronulla went over. But he usually gets those ones. He just put too much spin on it. I don't know how much. I don't think there's much. It doesn't look like there's much of a breeze down there in Melbourne. So just having a look here, making sure this is being recorded. Yeah, okay. Well, coming off as Toby Rudolph for a HIA, he's been ordered off, and I'm not surprised because after that big hit on King, shoulder to shoulder, he's come off for a HIA assessment. So now, big tackle on you, Stefano Utokomano there, but they've worked their way out of about the 13 to 14 metres out from their line here, Melbourne, and they're nice and deep and pumped up, and nearly getting through there was Elise Katoa. See, he had another haircut. Barely recognised Katoa. Usually he's got the little rat's tail out the back. Oh, and it looks like Wishart who's on. He's got rid of the ball there, and Melbourne are making big ground with Trent Liero. And they're nearly over halfway here. It looks like Harry Grant out to Hughes, out to Katoa. He has had a haircut, Katoa. That's why I didn't recognise him. Now Nick Mooney's caught with the ball on the 5th tackle, 40 metres out from the Cronulla try line. But it's a big one. Is there a challenge here? Kennedy's got it pretty well. And he's brought it down on the edge of his red zone on the 20-metre mark and plays the first tackle there. As that's Ronaldo taking a little bit of a hit up. And now, the big fella, looking for his number there, number 17, Oregon Kafusi is on by the looks of it. Just make sure that's him, number 17. No, Kafusi's, that's Braden Hamlin-Ueli. I thought he was bigger than Kafusi. So he's on. Cronulla on the 4th tackle here, just short of halfway. And that Kailero, yeah, Kailero knocked on his back there. And now a big kick from Cronulla, but it's sunny. It's a crossfield kick and it's gone back. This is danger here. Is there going to be a penalty here? Is it a penalty to Trindle or not? He hit him a little bit high when he got the second kick in. Don't know whether that's a penalty. It was a high crossfield kick, but with a crazy bounce. Now, it went into... Well, I'll tell you what, it went into the other centre's hands there. Jesse Ramey and Jesse Ramey. Oh, Kaylee is playing 4 today. But Melbourne get the ball. So no penalty there on the second high shot on Trindle. Melbourne going closer to the red zone there, only on the 3rd tackle. They're looking dangerous here. Little run by Munster there. Now Harry Grant. Oh, to Liero. Lovely pass infield here. Melbourne pressing. They're only about 6 metres out from the line here. Munster. Is that Harry trying to go himself? About 4 metres out from the line here. They've got another set of 6. Munster. Pappenhausen's calling a set play to the left. Harry Grant goes the dummy half. Cronulla under pressure here. 10 metres out from the line, Melbourne. Hughes with an inside run to Katoa. But they've seen that video before. Katoa still 4 metres out from the line. Harry runs across field himself to Hughes. Hughes nearly through the gap again. Going for a double. Harry Grant passes it out wide here. And nearly going through. Is that Garlic? No, it was number 11 for Melbourne. Pressing out here with a sideways kick across the field. Oh, he's passed it in for good shutout there by Braden Trindle. It bounced out of Melbourne's hands. It's turnover. Nick Meaney, was it, that went up for the ball? No, it was Xavier Coates who pushed it back to Meaney. Meaney looked like scoring. Tries to pass it back inside to was that Warbrick? Yeah, Warbrick. And it was snuffed out by Braden Trindle. Really good work there from Braden Trindle. So they've closed down the Storm there. They've literally shut down the Storm, and all thanks to Braden Trindle. Okay, it is Cronulla on zero tackle coming up to the 30-metre mark here. We have about 18 minutes before half-time. Fairly tight match, 10-4, rubber ducky. Braden Trindle tries to get, break Brayley. Tries to get through a tackle there. And that's Jesse Colquhoun, is it, with the Black Sox, yes. Brayley at a dummy half. Braden Trindle. Nice run there by Cronulla. We're on the fourth tackle down into the edge of the red zone. And there is big Adam. Is that Adam Fanua-Blake or it's Sue Sofa Katoa? They all look similar. Nice kick there, straight into Pappenhausen's hand. Is he nearly away, Pappy? He snuffed it out, the little chip through. And now working it out of their own 10-metre mark on the first tackle. Now the second, Melbourne Storm. They withstood that little bit of attack from the Sharks there. Thanks for joining us here on Every Point's a Winner. And about 5 metres before they crossed the 30, and now they're about to the 35 metres out from their own line, into the 40. And that's a nice run there by Melbourne Storm. Couldn't quite see the number. He had a lot of air, whoever it was. Cronulla get the ball back on the 20-metre mark here. And now they're punching it out. There's Ronaldo with a hit up and a little bit of a brown eye. And now running as Kennedy. He got his legs cut from under him from a beautiful copybook tackle there by Munster. It was a nice run from Kennedy. And now to the halfway on the fourth tackle. Cronulla's being manhandled here. Really good defence by Katoa and also Stefano Utokomano. To the 40 on the fifth. What's Braden Trindle going to do here? He shanks it up high towards the wing. Punch back there by Cronulla, and they've knocked it on. I'd say that's a knock on, and it'll be a change over here for Melbourne Storm. It was a good kick, and someone contested the ball, but they end up knocking it on. Yeah, it was. It was Ronaldo who knocked it on. Okay, Melbourne working it out of their own red zone there, just on the edge and outside. Pushing down towards the 30-metre mark now on the second tackle. Harry Grant goes the dummy half. Oh, nice little jinky run there. Oh, there's a forward. Someone spotted a forward pass. Can't you let the game run a little bit? Was that Nick Meaney? Who was it? Oh, Jack Howarth. That's the guy with the long hair. He's let his hair get really long. It was a silly pass from Howarth. Coates, because he's now put his side under a lot of pressure. One of Melbourne's worst decisions. After scoring, you want to have a couple of good sets of six and get out of your own danger zone. But Cronulla are going to come at them hard here. Good tackle there from number 15. Cronulla, break Brayley. Nice run out of dummy half there. 8 metres out from the line on the second tackle. He's lost the ball, has he? Penalty again, Cronulla. Someone's lost the shoe. Brayley's lost the shoe. Yeah, Sean Bloor. That's thrown me off because they've started Sean Bloor. 15. Cronulla on their first tackle after the penalty. Melbourne have got to defend here. Hines, awful pass. Have they got another penalty? Tackle without the ball. Oh, honestly, man. Jeez, he's making it hard for them. The whistle-happy king. Unbelievable. If you're a Cronulla fan, it's good for you. I just want the game to flow a bit more. And all we're getting is penalty after penalty. Cronulla, second penalty. Will they get a third? They're only about 4 metres out from the line here. On the burst, Cole Hewen. It's trapped down there by King and Harry Grant. Out of dummy half. There's a massive break there, and he's shepherded him. That's got to be a penalty to Melbourne. Finally, bit of justice. He's ran right in front. That is the old-fashioned shepherd, that one. And he's not only run in front of him, he's taken him out. Hughes with the kick, and that's a really big kick. Looks like interchange Hughes Tokamano's off. So we'll find out who's on for him. Alec McDonald. Alec McDonald is on for Melbourne Storm. Now to the 40-metre mark here. And there he is, number 7, Alec McDonald. Haven't seen Asadi yet, who was supposed to start where Bloor was. Oh, nice run by Munster. Who's with him? He's nearly got himself, Munster. Oh, 2 metres out from the line. It looked like he was going to score. Will Harry Grant go himself? No, he passes it out here, looking for Katoa. It is Pappenhausen trying to do a jinking run here. What a turn of events. Munster with a 50-metre run. Oh, that's a silly pass there. But Melbourne keep it alive. Pappenhausen. Oh, he's thrown it to Nick Meaney, who caught it like a slips catch. That was the last tackle. Cronulla survive again, 1 metre out from their line. And it'd help if Melbourne don't give a penalty here. They've given a penalty. Dear, oh dear, this guy's whistle happy today. How do you find the game at the moment? All it is stop, start, penalty, stop, start, penalty, stop, start, penalty. Unbelievable. There's no flow to the game at the moment because the superstar of TV, Ashley Klein, just won't put that whistle away. Anyway, it is preliminary final football. All this break Brayley does that is tries to get all the guys out of dummy half do it, try and get a penalty. It really starts to grind on your nerves. Looks like CF Surfer Talakai is on, number 15. Is he number 16 today? Well, looks a bit Talakai. No, that's Orican Kafusi's on as well. All these man buns. Unbelievable. Cronulla. Going through the gap there. Is that Jesse Golhewen? Out to the winger there, Katoa. Will he be taken out here? He's going to still score. Coates couldn't stop him. That's 2 tries to Katoa. We have no clue with any time try scorer today. It's just been winger and winger and winger. Unbelievable. Oh, apart from the Hughes try, that no one expected. 2 tries to Sinani Katoa. Usually it's Ronaldo that's scoring for Cronulla. But a lovely, lovely, lovely break there by one of the forwards. Can't quite see it. Camera was that far away. Coates has tried to wriggle him out over the touchline, but he let him go. Who is that on the burst? Oh, if I was a Cronulla fan, I'd recognise him, but he's a big dude. It's one of the forwards. Got a beautiful breakthrough. We just can't see his number. It might have been Billy Burns who burst through the gap. He did it last week. He set the try up perfectly, and Katoa, who was nearly stopped. Is that Burns that went through the gap? Yeah, because he's really celebrating their number 11. Katoa for his second try. If you've had him in any try score, he was long odds on, but if you have him down for 2 tries, then it's pretty good. All right. So Katoa's in there. Pappenhausen was mainly trying to stop Jesse Raymond. So we are about 10 minutes, are we? 8 minutes and 56 seconds out from half time, and Cronulla have hit back. This time, Hines, I think, will make up for hooking the first conversion. This time, it's a little bit again. He shanked it to the left. How disappointing for him. Both hard kicks, but he's putting too much spin on the ball. And it's sort of just curling away to the left, and both times it's gone to the left of the upright. And he's making it hard because they would have been leading the game with both his conversions. They would have been leading. Anyway, it is what it is. We are 8 minutes before half time. We'll have a little bit of a break and come back and do all the stats, and then give you the second half here on every point's a winner. So far, we have had no luck with our anytime try scorers. That needs to change, but I never have much luck picking Cronulla. I really don't. If I had Sinani Katoa, the other guy would have scored. But anyway, it is what it is. We'll have 40 minutes to try and collect some money back, yeah? Now, Cronulla work it out of their own 30 after a try. There is Sofa taking it up. Talakai. They're nearly to halfway here on the 4th tackle. Looks like Rudolph might have passed his HIR. I just saw the 0 on there. And now Pappy looking for Warbrick. And Warbrick's caught about 15 metres out from his own line. Bit of a run there. Well, I can't. I don't want to look at the coaches, but they're going to get a penalty finally, Melbourne. I trust that the referee is going to get his whistle and throw it in the bin for the second half, because it's just been such a stop-start affair for a game that I thought was going to be really, really exciting. Melbourne with a narrow lead, 10-8, with 7.5 minutes before half-time. Now they're spinning it out. They're not quite to the halfway now. So Alec McDonald with the ball. Can't quite see. And now, is that Wishart? No, that's 17. Alec McDonald. He's got the ball now. Hughes. Nice little sidestep from Munster. He's breaking them up again. Shame his last break didn't turn into anything. Nice straight run up there from Karmakamika is on now. And Munster's making a lot of damage, a lot of ground out of dummy half Munster. Harry Grant needs to get involved just a little bit more. And now a big kick up right on the touchline here, but a great take there from Coates, was it? And that might be changeover. Yeah. You don't want to give a penalty for throwing the ball away like that, Coates, but just be a little bit more sensible. Kennedy got him pretty well, and Talakai over the top. 3 metres out from their own line. That's really good defence of Malik McDonald and Trent Liero. Nice take there from Calero. And now is that Ronaldo with a run. Now Talakai. Talakai wrestled back there by Howarth. Fourth tackle. And it is Toby Rudolph. He is back. He passed his HI, obviously. And that could be a 40-20. Nope. Well stopped there by Warbrick. And Warbrick runs it nearly to the 30-metre mark there by the looks of it. It's the 40-metre mark. 10 metres away from halfway. And Melbourne on the second tackle. They should be working past halfway here. Pappy with a run. He saw a gap. Made about 15 metres. Good run there from Pappy. Pappenhausen plays the ball. Hughes getting it out to a couple of the forwards there. And now a little bit of a chip ahead here. Who's following it through? Pappy. That could be the try of the day. Pappenhausen, after the little chip through, has scored by the looks of it. Right under the post, well, that's a big advantage to Melbourne if they take that into half-time. What a great little chip. Who was that by? Is Hughes having an outstanding match again? Let's see who the chip was. No, was that Munster? I'm just seeing who the number was. 6. It was Munster with that little kick. Kicked it to his good mate, Pappenhausen, and Pappenhausen goes over. Unbelievable. Lovely kick from Munster. He's having a blinder. He made a 50-metre break, about 10 minutes ago. Perfect downward pressure there. And he beats Kennedy to the ball, who was always behind Pappy. There, beautiful try from Melbourne. That's got to certainly give them confidence going into half-time, but there's still four minutes left. I don't think he's going to shank this one. It's straight between the posts, and they'll take 16-8 to either half-time, but they might go again. I can't believe the amount of ground that Cameron Munster's making out of dummy half. They need to really tighten that dummy half area. Otherwise, Melbourne are going to run roughshod over him in the second half, because that's about the third break. We're going to have a look at those stats after about halfway through half-time break. We'll have a look at those stats, and I reckon there's quite a few line breaks to Melbourne, and it's got to be most disconcerting to the coach there of Cronulla. And most pleasing to Bellamy. Yeah, Craig Fitzgibbon. He was happy when the teams were virtually locked up, but over the last 5 to 7 minutes, he can't be very happy with that, because Melbourne have struck back well. And Munster so far is having the game of his life. They really haven't marked him up. And a superb kick to Pappenhausen. Now, Melbourne work it out of their own, nearly to the 30-metre mark here on the second tackle, making big inroads. Cronulla a little bit gassed. What's going on? But Melbourne are nice and deep and making great inroads. Trent Liero takes it up. Pappenhausen to halfway. Playing the ball to Harry Grant. Now to Hughes with a kick. Just over halfway. That's going to go short of the 20-metre mark. And Kennedy got his legs taken from out. And There we go. Number 15 there. Sean Blaw with the tackle. Okay, it is Kailero. Taken out by Meany there and also Harry Grant. Third tackle, only 2 minutes left. This will probably be Cronulla's last chance unless they get another set of 6. Fourth tackle, they're stuck in their own 30-metre mark here, Cronulla. They're looking a little bit listless, but that's a lovely pass from Cole Hewen. Gets it to Brayley. Brayley out to Braden Trendle, onto Kailero. A little bit of a looping pass from Iro to Kennedy. Oh, they're playing like Canterbury Bankstown of 1978, the way they're throwing it around. Toby Rudolph caught on the fourth tackle. That was really good hands from Cronulla, but they didn't make that much ground with a big kick here. And coming down with a nice take, there's Warbrick. Warbrick, slipped on his own spit. No, there's a little bit of moisture on the ground there, and they did predict showers in the late part of this game. And knowing Melbourne's weather, you wouldn't be surprised, would you? But there is a little bit of dew on the ground. Nice run from Howarth to the 40-metre mark on the third tackle. And that's Munster. Nice deep back line here. Katoa runs the blitz. And now coming over the halfway here, Melbourne on the fourth. Oh, nearly breaking through there. Was that Alec McDonald? Good run. Hughes with a big kick. They need to chase it though. And taken there, it's still the sixth. Pappenhausen looking for players. Oh, he's passed it straight to Cronulla. And Cronulla come away on the 20. There's only 20 seconds left. This might be the end of the play. They might get one play the ball. Ronaldo plays it. Yeah. There's a few of the players are starting to slip now. 3 seconds left. They'll be lucky to play this ball. It's half time. That's it. He's shot Katoa. Sononi Katoa after those 2 tries. He looks wasted. Anyway, it is half time, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us here on Every Point's a Winner. If you'd like to hear the broadcast for tomorrow, I'm attempting to do the ladies' NRLW game because I have a couple of favourite players from both sides on there. I really like Sturgis. I like a couple of Cronulla players, and I think Quincy Dodd's coming back. And also Isabel Kelly is one of our favourite players here on Every Point's a Winner. So it's a really important game for both. I think East are undefeated, but we can go through that tomorrow. I need to get online similar time to what it is tonight. They're just interviewing Hughes. So don't go too far away because after a short break, about 5-10 minutes, we'll come back and we'll go through the stats of how Melbourne is leading 16 points to 8 and which player is standing up in the tackle department and also the stats as far as possession rate and breaks are concerned. they need to fucking tighten their ruck defence because fucking Pappenhausen and in particular, so far my man of the match, Cameron Munson, destroying them. Uh, just around the ruck there, had a dummy half. He's fucking calling all sorts of money. So they need to make a. If I were them, I'd bring on the big boys like Oregon Kafusi when they get a chance with the referees. The referees really fucking slow the game up, but it is what it is. It needs to get a bit of life into it. But yeah, Cronulla don't tighten up. Could be fucking at the Melbourne like a issue to they need to fucking tighten their ruck defence. It was fucking that's on my man of the match. Cameron Martin is destroying just around the ruck there. I think it was. So they need to. Oh, 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 wires everywhere. Where's my producers and assistant engineers? Where are they? They're all missing from the call. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, the other headset died. This one I've got to sort of hold on halfway. Let's have a look at the stats for the first half. It was Will Warbrick who went over in the 6th minute. Jerome Hughes, Sione Katoa in the 11th. 2 try scorers for Cronulla. Katoa scored on both the 11th and the 29th minute. Will Warbrick the 6th, the first try. Jerome Hughes the 2nd, the 15th. And Ryan Pappenhausen at the 35th minute just before half time. Will that make a difference in the second half? They really need to tighten, as I said to Scotty, SBM, they really need to tighten their defence around the ruck there, Cronulla, because Melbourne are making massive inroads out of that area. Possession, it's... Give me a second. Possession, it is 52% to 48 to Melbourne. All run meters here, 864 to Melbourne, only 727 to Cronulla. Kicks 12-8 to Melbourne. Have an outstanding kicking game, both Munster and Hughes. Looking at kicking meters here, 311 to 245. And then tackles made, 151 to Melbourne, 173 to Cronulla. Haven't been able to hold the ball as much, apart from the penalties that they were getting right down on Melbourne's try line there from the referee. Missed tackles. This is most disconcerting for the coach here of Cronulla. 19 for Craig Fitzgibbon. 19 missed tackles to 8. That's not good. If you add that to the tackles made, might give Cronulla a little bit of fatigue in that second part. But yeah, it is. These players are playing. They're going to put everything on the line now. So whether it comes down to fitness or fatigue, this game is really built on momentum and momentum swings. And Cronulla certainly need a momentum swing early in the second part of this half if there are any chance. Because if Melbourne keep on making ground out of the ruck area there and out of dummy half, and they keep on conceding, 70 or 80 metres, then you're gonna have issues, Cronulla. Let's have a look at the team stats. Before that, I'm just looking at the we need to go and look at the team stats here. Well, we can look at the player stats as well, as far as defence is concerned. Okay, 10 tackles to Nick Meaney, 15 to Utokamano. He had a fairly good run in that first half and just knocking players everywhere, like a human wrecking ball. Harry Grant, 20 tackles, 21 to Josh King, and 20 to Elise Katoa. I'd like to see Elise get the ball a little bit more. They only tried one set move with him. So it's not his style of play. He needs to get involved a little bit more. But the 2.58, the 5.8 and the halfback is causing all sorts of trouble for Cronulla anyway. Sean Bloor, 16 tackles, very good. Alec McDonald, 11 since he's come on. Outstanding. Now the Sharks, as far as tackles are concerned, it looks like Teague Wilton with 19, 13 to Jesse Colquhoun. He's had a really good running game, Jesse Colquhoun, so far, along with Burns, who set up one of the tries. 22 tackles to him. He seems to be the top tackler there for Cronulla. 14 for Kailira. What the hell? Well, obviously they're targeting that area. That's a lot of tackles for a centre. And Jesse Colquhoun, 13, and 10 to Hamlin Ueli since he's been in there, the big giant. Okay. Let's have a look at another stat here. The summary. We really want to see anything else that's jumping out at us there. There's not too much there. Where's the team stats, player stats, team stats? Here we go. This is what I wanted to see. So the time of possession, it's been 12 minutes 48 to Melbourne, and the 11:57 to Cronulla. Completion rate here, 89% Melbourne, 90 surprisingly to Cronulla, but they're not making the ground that Melbourne are. And that's all I really wanted to see. The line breaks surprisingly, 3 to Melbourne and 2 to Cronulla. And just looking at the receipts, the passes, the kicking meters. The kick defuse was 40% to Melbourne and only 29 to Cronulla. That's not good. Effective tackles, 173 to Cronulla and 151 to Melbourne. But that missed tackle of 19 missed tackles to 8 is not good. An effective tackle is 21, fairly good. Or ineffective tackles there, fairly good for Melbourne. Only 9 ineffective tackles as opposed to Cronulla's 21. Penalties conceded, just way too many for both sides. 6-5. Please, Ashley Klein, put the whistle and the P away for the second half and let the game work itself out. Of course, there's been that head injury assessment to Toby Rudolph, who succeeded. Interchanges, only 2 apiece at this stage. I'd like to see Lazardi being put into the match, and definitely Oregon Kafusi for Cronulla. So they're onto the pitch now, they're onto the field, and we're waiting the kick-off for the second half, ladies and gentlemen. A few messages on the line there. And let's rejoin the coverage. 16 points to 8. It's like Bellamy's being interviewed. Aaron Bellamy. Must be the son. Just about to get kicked off here. It's Melbourne kicking off to Cronulla. Cronulla running from right to left, chasing an 8-point deficit. Cronulla to their 20-metre red zone. It's on the edge on the second tackle. Nice run by Toby Rudolph, but driven hard back there by Takamano. Tui Kamakamika. And Cronulla working it up to the 30-metre mark now. Good running, and then lost his pants. Adding for Noah Blake. Well, that was actually Talakai. So they're identical, except body shape-wise and all that. Oh, Pappy fell into that tackle. Was he hit a bit high or not? No, he wasn't. From Hines, he did slip. As I said, there's a little bit of dew on the surface of the field here, even though it looks like it's in fine conditions. And out of the 30-metre mark here, nearly to the 40, a Melbourne Storm. And that is a big, big tackle there. Now it looks like Oregon Kafusi's come on, has he? Number 16. Yep. Oregon Kafusi is on there. So Melbourne working it out close to the halfway mark now on the fourth tackle. Good run from Munster, but he's driven hard back on the ground there by Brayley and Hines. Now who's going to kick it? Sammy Hughes. Or Jerome Hughes, should I say. Jerome Hughes with a big kick, but no pressure. And Kennedy takes it easily enough, bringing it nearly back to the 25-metre mark here of the Cronulla Sharks. Only about 2.5 minutes into the second half. And Cronulla 8 points behind. Nice little jinking run there from Kailera. And Jesse Raymond is playing the other centre. But he's had a haircut. And that's a nice run from Wilton. And there goes Oregon Kafusi. Like to see him close to the line, putting a bit of pressure on Melbourne's defence. Big kick here. They go straight down into Ryan Pappenhausen's hands, chased by Ronaldo Molitalo. Trying to get out a dummy half there. It looks like is that a Howarth with his long hair? Camera's a long way away now as we get to the 25-metre mark on the third tackle for Melbourne. And that is Warbrick, one of the first try scorers. And a good run there from Coates. Both wingers injecting themselves into the hit-ups. Give the... nice little break. Howarth nearly got through. Just pulled up in time by Nico Hines. It looks like he's out on his feet. Oh, wasn't a good kick there. That's crossfield kick. That's going nowhere. Oh, they've kept it alive, though. And another second kick here from Melbourne. Where's that going? Straight down Kennedy's gurgler. And Kennedy runs it out over the 10-metre mark here. Is it Katoa or is it Ronaldo? Looks like Katoa. Who's running like that, like a little right across the field? It was Sinoni Katoa. Now Kailera. Hines is looking gassed at the moment. Good run there from the other winger. And Brayley takes Sharks to the 40-metre mark. It's the fourth tackle. 40-20 kick here. Will it get to the 40-20? Not quite. Would have been a 40-10. Well picked up there by, is that Warbrick? Well, he's still going. That's Coates. No, it's Warbrick. Both tall gentlemen, both wingers. There is Coates with the second hit up. Now to the 33-metre mark, to the 40. Big run there. Is that Sinoni Katoa? Yep. He's really injecting himself into the game now. And they've got to the halfway there. Is that Alec McDonald's back on? Oh, Harry Grant tried to get the ball out. What's happened there? Penalty, yeah. He was held in that tackle, but then Harry Grant tried to play on, and then somehow they've received the penalty. So Melbourne will put more pressure here on. Oh, he was running back on side. He was in the way of the play the ball, big Talakai. Well, his pants are ripped or something. Someone needs to give him a new pair of pants. To the 30-metre mark now. Melbourne spinning it wide. They don't need to do too much with it to put a lot of pressure on Cronulla here on the second tackle. Harry Grant at a dummy half. There is Munster giving it to Hughes. Hughes nearly gets through a gap there. They're going to go the open side. No, they've gone the blind side here. Oh, Howarth trying to get through. That's Meany. Oh, no, Ryan Pappenhausen's winching on the ground. That's no good for Melbourne. Something has happened to his shoulder. He's in a mad pain. Munster. Harry Grant out of dummy half. On the burst is that Katoa. No, big Kamika. A metre out from the line. On the burst here. One of the big forwards, you can't see the numbers, obscured, Alec McDonald. Munster. Ellie giving the dummy. Pappenhausen, Meany. Meany wrapped up there by Teague Wilton. Oh, lovely jinking run from Hughes, only 3 metres out from the line here. Toby Rudolph's in a dummy half. Covering dummy half. Alec McDonald nearly got through himself. Nice little kick through there, but that's too far. Storming through was number 15, Sean Bloor, but the kick was way too deep. The idea was correct, but the execution not so. So now taking it up is Cronulla after that mad Melbourne onslaught. How much is that gas Cronulla? They really need to get a little bit of a relief here up to the 40-metre mark. We are 8 minutes into the second half, and now finally on is Britton Nakora, number 14. Goes for a nice little run. And a decent run there from Talakai. Is that Talakai or Aidan Whenua Blake? What's happening? Someone's going for a head injury assessment. Oh, blood all over the place for Billy Burns. Billy Burns is coming off. Was that Jesse Colquhoun? I can't see the number. It's Jesse Colquhoun. No, Billy Burns, number 11. He is off. Yeah, Burns off for a blood assessment there. Gets stitched up. And Cronulla have the ball on the fifth tackle, 20 metres out. Braden Trindle giving it to Jesse Ramian, but he's going to be wrapped up on the last tackle. Was it that's Kailera, and he'll play the ball. So many of these players look similar when the camera's far away, and I get obscured numbers. Nice little run. Oh, big run by Howard, whacked there by Brayley, and over the top, Teague Wilton. Nice run from Pappy. He's recovered from that little shoulder jammer about 5 minutes ago. He's to the 30-metre mark. And a good run there is that Howarth. Gets to the 40. Oh, Carmen Kamika's fallen into a tackle there. That might have hurt. No, he's a big man. Taken out there by Talakai. Chasing hard here, Melbourne, but not enough pressure. And I think it's gone straight down to Kennedy. Get back, Kennedy. Kennedy on the 23-metre mark out from the line and from Cronulla's own goal line. And he's played the ball awfully there, but they got a penalty. Ronaldo's played it quickly, and Alec McDonald's paid the price there. They're going to get upfield here. That's a little bit of ill discipline from McDonald. When's he going to make some more changes here? and bring on Lasardi. I want to see Lasardi come in for Melbourne here. Okay. Good run there from number 17. Hamlin Ueli is back on at the halfway mark here. Only on the second tackle. Nearly getting through Britton Nakora. Lovely run brought down by McDonald and Kamagamika. Cronulla nice and deep here. Good run there from Talakai trying to get his hands free. Wrapped up by Hughes on the 20-metre mark. Right on the edge of the red zone here. Of Melbourne's red zone is Cronulla pressing hard. Is that big Aiden Fanua-Blake? Out wide here. On the burst. Is that Teague Wilton held up? Yeah, Teague's held up. Blake Brayley had a dummy half. Braden Trinder with a chip across. And storming through was Britton Nakora, but he couldn't get it, and nor could Will Kennedy. That was a shame. It was actually Jesse Ramian, and he took Munster out of the play. And Kennedy was complaining about that. But now it's going to be a play the ball on the 20 for Will Warbrick on the 23 metre zone there for Melbourne on the 0 tackle. Hip hopscotch and a jump there. He's twisted back. Oh, what? Britton Nakora's all over him. It should have been 6 more. But anyway, it's the second tackle. Law took it up. Nice and deep here, Melbourne. Trying to get through. Is that Eli Katoa? Can't see his number. He's to halfway. No. Munster with a run. Harry Grant into dummy half. Now Pappenhausen. Nice run. He's made another 7 or 8 metres there, but now thrown a silly pass to Kamakamika, who's away. He's got a bit of pace, the old Kamakamelian. Down to the 20-metre zone here, just outside on the 5th. Hughes, is he going to put the kick in? He spins it wide. Let's see if Eli Katoa can get up. It's gone straight down there. Oh, he dropped it. Cronulla have to ground the ball here. It's Jesse Ramian. What's happened here? What is your decision, ref? Great little kick. It went over the top of his head and he's missed it totally. And then he's caught in his own. What's happened here? Is it it's Jesse Ramian with a sharp haircut. Yeah, it's a dropout exactly like we thought, but it's a short one too. They're going to try and regather it here, Cronulla. But it's going straight into Melbourne's hands. That's Will Warbrick with the ball. Harry Grant and the dummy half there. A little bit of a jinking run there from Katoa. A little bit of a goose step. They need to put him into a gap. That's where he's most effective, a little bit like the core for Cronulla. Spinning it out wide here, Melbourne. They were looking dangerous, but Cronulla's read it well, and Pappenhausen needs to go to the ground before he goes into touch. Third tackle, pressing the 10-metre mark here of Cronulla. On the attack here, Melbourne Storm. Cut out from Hughes, but it's been knocked senselessly. Run here from Warbrick. He's lost the ball totally. It's got to be a penalty to Melbourne, surely. The hit on Sam Hughes, he's nearly knocked his teeth out. Oh, my God. Exactly what I thought. The hit on him was not good. Hey, man, head clash with Braden Trindle. And Braden Trindle's got a hard head. Yeah, they're going to have a look at it and see if it was an illegal tackle. Didn't that look nasty, folks? Blood all over Jerome Hughes' mouth there. But was it accidental? He's led with a shoulder. This could be sent off with 10 minutes in the bin from Braden Trindle. That is not allowed in the game. Now, last week, It was captain from the Broncos who got 10 in the bin for the same tackle and is now serving a sentence. Can't do that. Can't do that. Sorry. No, you got to go off. Trindle's trying to get out of it. Nah, he deliberately led with his shoulder with no care for Jerome Hughes, who's got a swollen face. Oh, you're kidding. You kidding? What's going on here? They'll probably take the 2. There's 26 minutes left, or they're going to put more pressure. I hate seeing that because it's giving him a fat lip. That's for sure. Yeah, I think it's time, and I think it's time that he's not going to give. He's just going to say it was an accidental head clash, is he? How Braden Trindle is still out there and not in the bin for 10 has got me stumped after Captain Carrigan got sent last week. So a little bit of a let off there for Cronulla, if you ask me. We've got 26 minutes left, and right on the 10-metre mark here, the Storm. 3 metres out from the line, Munster's had a blinder. Spinning it out wide here. Here comes Elise Katoa. He can't break the tackle of Teague Wilton and Braden Trindle. And now working out across the line here on the burst. Is that Kamikamiga? I can't quite see who that is. No, it was number 8, Stefano Utokamano. Horrible pass. There might be 6 again, though. No, it's Cronulla. Got to get the advantage here. It was a horrible pass out of dummy half to Howarth, and Howarth's knocked it on there. So only Qatar getting high fives. Horrible pass. It's not as though Melbourne are behind. At least these long cutout passes, yeah, there's a bit of moisture on the ground, but you don't want to invite Cronulla back into the match. There's only 8 points in it, but not great work there from Melbourne, I must say. Now they're going to have to do a lot of defence. 20 metres out from their line on the first tackle. Now the second. Teague Wilton in there, looking for a run. And a good tackle there on number 11. Well, he's got 11. Okay, yeah, Lazardi was on there now. Go Lazardi. All right. Good run here from Cronulla. Only to halfway on the 5th. Needed a big kick here. I don't know whether that was Hines who put it in, but there's no pressure. Oh, apart from nearly colliding with his own player, I don't know whether that was Wishart and Pappenhausen, but they nearly collided. Camera's so far away. No, it was one of the wingers. I think it was Warbrick. But anyway, pushing it out now. That could have been really lethal. Collision with your own player, friendly fire, but looks like, is that Liero? Yeah, Liero playing the ball. He played it wrong. You can't play the ball like that. Good pressure from Talakai. You cannot play the ball falling over like that, Liero. You should know better than that. God, they're really inviting Cronulla back into this match. Not good. Cronulla with their first decent chance here to score in the second half. And at the halfway mark, someone's come up for a shot there, Howarth. If you're going to do that, mate, you need to take the player out. Otherwise, he's going to create an overlap for Cronulla. Out of dummy half, Nico Hines. Pushing it over with inside, just inside Melbourne's red zone. No, in the 40-metre zone. Nearly to the 30 and pushing hard there. Is that Adam Fanua-Blake or Talakai? Can't quite see the number. It was Adam Fanua-Blake with a good run. Hines collides with his own player, with Hamlin Llewellyn, and that was a disaster waiting to happen. Braden Trindle centre gap, just taken out there by Stefano. Nice work from Hines. On the burst! Is that Britton Nakora? Has he gone in? That's how he's scored most of his tries through the year. I'm sort of hoping it's Britton Nakora because we haven't got one try scorer yet. Yes, it is Britton Nakora. On the burst. Let's hope he gets it down. And for all you Cronulla fans, if not, that's a head-eye. It could be a penalty try. Given away by Pappenhausen. This will be very interesting. He's hit him high. There's no doubt about it. He has gotten across the line. Although he hasn't got the ball down, that's a head-eye tackle. No try. All right. It's one of those days. It's just one of those days. Britton Nakora has scored 90% of his tries like that, running at a beautiful angle at high speed. And why is that not a penalty? He got him up around there, Ryan Pappenhausen. They're going to take the two, are they? They're taking the two. This is a lot of respect. Well, of course, it gets them within a converted try, so I guess you take what you can. But so as a penalty, no warning to Ryan Pappenhausen there for the head-eye. Anyway, I guess you can't. If he's held up on his back, you can't give it a penalty try, but stranger things have happened in this game. Thanks for joining us here on Every Point's a Winner. It's Axel Phillips here, calling the game for you. Nice kick there from Hines. Puts them one converted try behind. Really, Melbourne invited them back into that area. They played some awful passes at a dummy half. They had Cronulla on the ropes. Good scramble defence from Cronulla. And, geez, my arm's getting sore holding this loose wire up. I could see if the other headset's working again. Let's have a look. But it's driving me crazy. Oh, we haven't got time. All right. It is the kick-off to Cronulla, right down the gurgler there of Kennedy. And a nice little run there from Cronulla. 20 metres out from their own line. And that was Kailero by the looks of it. Okay, Cronulla working it out here. That's Kennedy. Now they've given away a penalty. All the high fives come out for Kennedy. Did he get hit too high by Katoa? At least Katoa there. Oh, come on. That's not as bad as the Pappenhausen tackle. Oh, they've penalised King for it, have they? Unbelievable. All right, now's their chance again to strike here. Cronulla, are they good enough to equalise here? 16-10 with that penalty shot from Hines. And working it up now, is that one of the Talakais? Or is it big? It's big Adam Fanua-Blake, as we expected. They're identical from a distance. Great run by Kailero. Great run from him. He's injected himself into the match finally. Surprisingly, he's done a lot of tackling, though. Good run by Kennedy here. Looking for Damien Ramian. Jesse Ramian playing the ball on the 10-metre. Oh, Nico Hines dropped it with the line wide open. He took his eyes off the ball for 30.00 seconds. One split of a second, that's all you need to take your eyes off to see where you're running. See, he wasn't looking at the ball. And it's not only has he bobbled it, it's hit him in the melon. Wasn't the greatest of passes to him. Yeah. Look at Lazardi going off. Come on, Lazardi. We need one of your big units to go with Lazardi or Kafusi. But anyway, I mean, that's why they're boulders, aren't they? Now, Melbourne will get the scrum feed here by Hughes. Harry Grant passes it out of the scrum. And it looks like Will Warbrick taking a bit of pressure off the forwards. Down to their 20-metre mark in their own half. Is that Qatar with a run? Yes, it was. He's got his little rat's tail there. Josh King trying to play the ball. You can't put that much interference into it, Billy Burns. Calm down, mate. You're costing Cronulla the game here. That's going to be an easy 20 extra metres here to Melbourne. With Hughes puts in a big kick here. Yep, that got down into just on halfway, nearly into the actually past halfway, 10 metres into the Cronulla zone. Run there from Howarth and Meaney and taking it up there. Is that Utakamano? Good run from Utakamano. Harry Grant had a dummy half. Fast hands here. They're looking for Elise Katoa. They need to give it to him on the burst. Harry Grant in a dummy half. Good run from Munster. They've gone back to the middle here with Hughes. You won't do it that way. Now, they need to finish up with a better set of six than last time. Fourth tackle. 12 metres out. Harry Grant looking for runners. Found Meaney. Where's Katoa? If he can get the ball loose. Nope. Too many tacklers around him. Spinning it out here. Looking for people getting up in the air. Good take from Cronulla. That could be Katoa. Saved the day for Cronulla. Nice run there. Good run there from Molitalo. Been twisted in the tackle by Katoa. And now coming out of the 15-metre mark here, Cronulla. Good defence so far. Don't want to give him a penalty here. Melbourne, really good defence. Oh, here's pressure. Howarth's picked it up. Really good pressure from Howarth. But they're saying he knocked it on. Hang on. They got to challenge this. That did not look like a knock-on from Howarth. Jack Howarth here. I'd be defending that as well, and Howarth was adamant that he did not knock it forward. No, he didn't get a hand to it. He just put pressure. He tried to touch it. He did not get a finger to that Howarth. No. This is... No. There's no deflection there at all. It was just a mistake by Cronulla. And, of course, Brayley's doing some sort of masturbation. No, I'm only kidding, but he's going like this, like a six again. And, of course, the referee is saying that he touched it. But hang on. it is going to be Melbourne's ball here because he didn't get a finger to it. Yep, good decision. Good challenge. On the burst, Utokomanos. Hold the ball, son. Don't do anything stupid. Harry Grant out of dummy half. Looking for runners. Where's Big Lasardi when you need him? Oh, he's dropped the ball there, Sinoni Katoa. Elise Katoa. How many Katoas are there? But there was a hand in there from Braden Trindle. They're going to go for 2 here to snap it back out to 8. That's good respect for Cronulla. You've got to give it to Melbourne. It's not the biggest spectacle we've ever seen this game, you must say. I'm going to be honest with you. The sides we're going to see on Sunday are 2 fairly good attacking sides. Yeah, Penrith are stranglers, but at least they throw the ball around. This game, I think it was foiled in the first half by the amount of penalties. There was 11 penalties. And now we're still suffering with penalties in the game. I'm just trying to see how much time's left on the board. It came up and then they've taken it off again from the replay. It's got to be more than 24 minutes left, sure. Oh, there's only 14 minutes left. So this kick is important for Nick Meaney. A little bit, about 10 metres right of the right upright, and he's got that fairly easily. Wasn't a difficult kick. Thanks for joining us on Every Point's a Winner. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe because we don't get noticed against all the super professional guys from TV and some of the players that do their own podcast. But I bust my bacon out here every weekend during the playoffs. I love it. I love doing it. No one's giving me a cent to do it, and I put my heart on the line, including my hard-earned cash. So far we have not got a anytime try scorer, but there's 13 minutes left for us to get some sort of consolation try. But the game is on. It is now open up again to 8 minutes. Can you believe it? It's just been 2 penalty goals for both teams, and we've already got through 26 minutes, is it? 26 minutes, that's awful. That shows you how tough this game is, but hasn't been the most entertaining game to watch, but it might have an entertaining finish. Big defence from Cronulla here. King caught with the ball. Trying to run out of dummy half there. One of them was offside. The like adding Fanua Blake in there. His lookalike could have been Talakai, but anyway, now the kick downfield's gone to Cronulla. And Kennedy runs it out. Nearly gets to the 30-metre mark of Cronulla. Braden Trindle. 12 minutes left. And Cronulla trying to spin it out here. Melbourne holding strong in defence. There's Lazardi in there with Jack Howarth. Third tackle, not quite to the halfway now. Cronulla going sideways. They've fallen back into their old habits. Brayley's not looking energised enough to do anything. A run here from Adam Fanua Blake, is it? Yep. Taken out by Katoa and Lazardi. Big kick here. Is it from Trindle? But it's gone straight down into Warbrick's hands. 12 metres out from their own line. It's like force things back here. Nothing's giving, nothing's taking. Melbourne trying to work it out of their own red zone. Just on the edge of the red zone here. Oh, not a good pass out of dummy half from, well, he went over Kamika's head from Puppy there. That's right. Get Harry back in there. Harry Grant at a dummy half. Pushes Brayley flying. Kamika. That was Stefano did that. Big kick, but no pressure on Kennedy. And he brings it out across the 30-metre marker, which is watching the same 5 minutes here. Katoa's got a little bit of a break down the sideline. He gave him a little bit of a look at the sideline there, Xavier Coates. And now they're getting over there into the red zone. Is that Jesse Raymond? Can't quite see from here. It's actually Katoa. Britton Nakora, my apologies. There's that many Katoas. I've got Katoa on my brain. Okay, Cronulla pressing on the 30-metre mark here. They've done a bit better this time because Adam Fanua-Blake's brought them inside the red zone. They're about 15 metres out from the line here. Pressing wide there is Cole Hewan. Fanua-Blake lost the ball totally there, and that's a big tackle from Stefano Utokomano. He's having a go at him, but now he wants to have a look at this. There was no reefing there. And if they can see if there's any hands in there, they're going to need a different camera angle to the one we've just seen because it looked like he just got monstered out of that ball. So it's Utokomano. There's no reefing at this stage. And you can't tell from that angle. You've got to hold the ball with security. You've got 3 or 4 guys on you, I guess, but I don't know what they're going to decide here, ladies and gentlemen. We have 9 minutes and 50 seconds left. To me, Adam Fanua-Blake just lost it cold. I don't know what the decision is going to be. Cronulla have 0 challenges and Melbourne have 1 left. So it'll be Melbourne feeding the ball. That was a failed challenge from Cronulla. No challenges left. But it's got to give a small advantage to Melbourne here. They've got that 2-point buffer more than a converted try. However, 9 minutes is a lot in football. But watching this game, just back and forth, Katoa at least nearly bobbled the ball, then he regathered it. Is that Liero back on? Big defence here from Cronulla. They've sort of stuck now Wishard's on. Wishard's finally getting a run. He's caught there by the other number 14, Britton Nakora. Good defence from Nakora. And now that's the 5th. They're stuck in their own 30-metre here, just outside it. Hughes has got to go for a big kick, but now they're going to have to chase really hard because Cronulla's going to have a little bit of an advantage from that good defence they just gave. Hughes barking instructions with his fat lip. And now Teague Wilton takes it up. He's not happy. Looks like he's biting his own lip off there, talking about fat lips. There's Ronaldo with a run. Good defence there from Nick Meaney. And good line out here. There's a little bit of a breakout wide if they get out that wide. But Jesse Ramian's wrapped up in the Munster tackle there. Great read by Cameron Munster. Right at halfway here. They look a little bit flat, Cronulla here. They're not offering much. And that looks like Braden Hamilton-Ueleweli's back on as well. Bit of a semi-shifting kick here from Cronulla, but picked up there by Will Warbrick. He's running across field. You're going to be taken out like that, but he's nearly got away from Nakora, but he couldn't get away from Nakora. It was a great tackle. Ran right across the face of the field there. Didn't gain much of an advantage as Howarth takes it up to the just before the 30-metre mark. And now Wishart with a run. If you've backed Melbourne, you're still holding your breath because that's a lovely run from Pappenhausen. They need a few more hit-ups like that. Both of these sides look a little bit gassed to me. And this game has just given us penalty after penalty. In this second half, it has not been entertaining as much as that game was with Canberra and was it Canberra and Broncos, the way they threw the ball around. It was so entertaining. But anyway, Cronulla are still just breathing air into their gills. And they're working it out over the halfway mark there. Big Braden Hamlin-Uele. Now the fifth tackle kick from Braden Trindle. It's going straight down Ryan Pappenhausen's girth there. And there was no problem for Ryan to take there. And now to the 30-metre mark. Was that on the edge of the red zone? I can't see from here. Yeah, it's just to the edge of the red zone. Nearly to the 30 there. Nearly slipped the pass out there, Coates, with a hit up. Is that Jack Howarth or Meaney? Meaney probably with the long hair. Good little run from Munster, is it? Yeah, Cam decided to run himself. Harry Grant, is that Grant at a dummy half? Grant's found a few people out here. There's Lazardi backs him up on the inside, sir. He's given it to the winger. Flying in is Coates. Xavier Coates goes in. And that could be all she wrote for Cronulla. He had Lazardi on his inside. We really wanted Lazardi to score, but Lazardi couldn't keep up, and Coates was waiting there on the wing. He drew the pass, and they've put Storm into an unassailable position to go into the grand final here. Can't see Cronulla getting out of this one, not with only about 6 minutes left or even less. A great spreading of the ball there. And it was all started from Munster's nice little run. And it was it Howarth who gave him the ball? They just spread it wide. Yeah, it was Jack Howard who gave him the ball. A nice put down there from Xavier Coates. And there's a very happy, looks like a family member of Katoa going ballistic in the Melbourne colours. Well, it looks like Melbourne will be the first into the grand final. And it is not impossible at this stage to believe that we're going to have another Panthers-Melbourne playoff grand final. But there's 80 minutes to play on Sunday to make that different for the Broncos. Nick Mooney, one of his hardest kicks of the night. It's got to be spot on here. He's shanked it to the right. It's missed by a mile. So they would have to score twice in 4 minutes. Can't see it happening. Not in this style of game. We finally saw a try. We've been totally whitewashed in our anytime try scorers tonight. We had Coates, Pappenhausen, but we had them with our standout players. None of them went over, including Harry Grant, but it's a different type of game. It's purely on defence in this second half. So it had, to me, even if I got a few try scorers up, I just think the game is lacking something. There's a bit of a semi-short kick-off there to Sinoni, Katoa there, to Elise Katoa. Taken out by Teague Wilton, Adam Fanua-Blake and Braden Hamlin-Uele to the 40-metre mark there. A little bit of a jinking run from Katoa. Nearly gets through. Harry Grant's calling the runners up. He wants a bit of an effort here. Munster with a big run. He's been one of my players of the match so far for his work out of around the ruck area. He's caused mayhem, especially in that end of the first half. Good run from Tyron Wishart. Rod Wishard's son. It's been outstanding for Melbourne this year. They got one big game to go, though, after this. Oh, nice take. That's the fifth tackle from Will Warbrick, and it'll be a changeover. Cronulla might have 2 sets of 6 if they're lucky. I doubt it. They might have 1 here because they're looking gassed. Chasing 12-point deficit. It's all over bar the shouting, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, that's why Melbourne were long odds on with the bookies. And as enthusiastic as what Cronulla were, and they had all the momentum coming into this game, Melbourne are hard to beat down there once they got their backs up, and they're seeking revenge. They're keeping it alive here, Cronulla. Kennedy. Nice run from Molitalo, nearly got through, held up by Hughes there. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Let's see. Oh, it would have been nice if he got through there. Britton Nakora couldn't get through that gap. He already held up on his back over the line for one of the disallowed tries. And now Cronulla will probably get, depends how slow they play this set of 6. I think they'll just take their time, Melbourne. They might get one more shot of the dice, Cronulla. Just depends. He might just wind it down. 1 minute 50 left. And we need to make some money up on Sunday. I think there's a lot more value in the game on Sunday for any-time try scorers, but this game was just, to me, has lived up to its toughness, but hasn't been so entertaining. And if you're a Cronulla fan, you'd have to be a little bit disappointed at this juncture with 1 minute and 13 seconds left. Thanks for joining us here on Every Point's a Winner. We're going to try and call that girls' game tomorrow. Depends how I pull up after tonight. I need to get shattered off. No, we will try and bring it to the game between the Sharks and the Roosters. Nice break here down the side. Is that Kailero? Can't quite see. Yeah, nice run by him. It's all over bar the shouting now. We have 40 seconds left. Kennedy can't even get through. 40 metres out from the line here. Will they get a consolation try? Oh, it's nearly thrown an intercept. They're going to pack this scrum with 20 seconds left. Melbourne aren't rushing to pack the scrum. Was that Munster that broke down that play? I can't tell. Was it King? Not showing a replay of it. Not that it's that important. But Cronulla throwing caution to the wind here in the last 20 seconds. Going to throw it around here. A little bit of a jinking run there from Hamlin Ueli. Hines. Full-timers rung out. Kale Hero on the burst. Go, Kale. Kale goes over for a consolation try. Thank goodness. A consolation try to Kale Hero, and we've got a little bit of our money back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, great effort. Full-timers rung out. Kale Hero on the burst, and he saved a bit of our bacon money. We might be able to get a bacon and egg roll in the morning. Lovely cutout pass. And it's going to finish 22-14. Well, he's got to go for the goal, isn't he? 22. It's going to be a hard kick. They're all just congratulating each other, Melbourne. Lovely try to Kailero, just brute strength. I mean, that's why we took him, because he's a prolific try scorer. And since he came back from injury, I think he's already gone over twice in 3 matches. They'll just be waiting for this conversion from from Nico Hines to see what the end score was. Storm will face the Broncos or Panthers. Yeah, we know that. Are they going for the goal? They're not even going to go for the goal, are they? What happens if you've got? I don't think can have pick the score anymore, is it? What happened to that conversion? Let me have a look here. Cailero in the 80th minute. Did I miss the conversion? Or they just didn't go for it? I don't even know whether you can have a pick the score anymore, can you? I know I haven't played it. 8 points to 6. If he gets the kick. I don't think they went for it. Anyway, that's an interesting question. Why didn't they go for the conversion? It was right on the. Obviously, it meant nothing to the game. Anyway, I just find that really strange. I guess it's like they're treated a little bit like a golden point. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. I've got a few messages coming through here. Please join us tomorrow. We are going to try and bring that 7:50 game to you of the NRLW with Cronulla trying to stay alive in the competition against the undefeated Roosters. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So it's 22 points to 14 at full time. Cailero got us a little bit of a collect at the end. We had a clean slate apart from that, and it came down to the very last minute of play, the very last play in the game. All right, thanks for joining us, and see you tomorrow. And then Sunday we have a double header, and one of the biggest games. I think it'll be a lot more entertaining than that one. And all you Sharks fan, commiserations. You went about as far as what I thought you could go. But it took a crazy Pappenhausen tackle to stop that incredible run by Britton Nakora with about 10 to 15 minutes to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks. Axel Phillips now signing out.